Is it annoying the rain?
The thing is, Andy, loads of people listen to the sound of rain falling to help them get to sleep.
You're right.
On Spotify, so...
Alright.
If anything, this is the nighttime episode.
We'll chuck it in later, eh?
Yep.
Maybe we'll chuck it in at the beginning.
Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo-Up, a podcast where we talk about pop music. We'll deep dive a randomly chosen UK top 10 singles chart from the past. Don't time fly when you're loving and laughing, though years will not erase remembrance of those days. I have only come here seeking knowledge, for I'm the type of boy who is always on the roam. I'm James Cook.
I'm Andy Robinson.
And
I'm on the roam.
I'm on the roam.
On the run? If we're doing...
Pretty sure it's on the roam.
Anyway...
Run doesn't rhyme with home. There will be wherever I lay my hat, that's my hun.
Which top 10 chart are we looking at this week, James?
We are going to the 26th of July, 1983.
28th of July, 1983.
26th.
The 26th of July, say partially to reiterate. In the top 40, on the way to the top 10, or down from the top 10 at least this week, there are other records like Irene Cara, Flashdance, The Walk by The Cure, Give It Up by Casey and the Sunshine Band, Club Tropicana by Wham of course, and Every Breath You Take at number 40, dropping out from its omnipresent state at number 1, James. That's what was going on in the charts at least.
Do you know what happened the very next day?
You mean the 27th of July 83? No, tell me.
That was the day that the debut album was released by Madonna.
Okay, so she's knocking about.
Well, yes, she's going to be. This is kind of the last pre-Madonna day. Enjoy it, everyone.
Also, this month of July 83, I'll go into this as a little bit of pop news, James, apart from the usual devastation and droughts and wars happening in the world. As a statement against piracy, in the form of home taping at least, Jean-Michel Jarre, he just released one pressing of his new album and he sold it to a real estate agent for $9,000. It's a bit of pop news. Jean-Michel Jarre being slightly ahead of the curve, let's say, in terms of his product and keeping it at value,
I was once caught behind Jean-Michel Jarre at the cash points.
Oh, yeah.
Really annoying because he was like using all three of them at the same time.
What were you up to personally in your life, James?
I don't know, going to primary school.
Yeah. The problems of a 6-year-old?
And 1983 was the year I bought my first ever single, but I didn't buy any of the singles in this top 10.
Okay, me personally, I had 20%, 10% was mine, 10% was my sister's, so, you know. Yeah, I mean, me personally, if you are film literate, The Babadook was just about to enter my family home, but as always, James, I like to use a little bit of pop music as escape, and 83 I was, 13, 14, whatever that was. I mean, I feel I know these charts. They're in my warp and weft, if you like.
Well, I know these charts a little bit too, but only because I've just been researching the stats. Would you like to hear them?
I always like to hear your 80s stats.
This top 10 contains 2 UK number 1s, 6 songs going up, 2 going down, and 2 non-movers for a total net movement of positive 21. There's 1 cover version, 8 British acts, 1 American, and 1 British/American act. There are 6 groups and 4 solo artists.
By my reckoning, there are 4 songs about the complexities of love, 2 songs of an emotional distance, 1 song about a new dance craze, 1 history lesson, and 1 song about a man being shot. Disappointingly, there are no key changes or self-references, but there is 1 song that's great if you've got a skipping rope.
You can check out all these songs on our playlists. We have a Spotify, we have a YouTube. The links are in the description. Just click and you will be away.
You can either listen to these songs before, during or after this podcast to either familiarise yourself, reconnect with them, discover them. Highly recommending it, James. It's a great top 10 this week.
There's also another half a dozen songs on our playlist that are in the top 100 on the 26th of July 1983, and we'll get into them in our special Bonus Tracks podcast, featuring Elvis Costello, Donna Summer, The Kinks, a song that sparked a bidding war, and a pop star over the hill at 22. You can join our Patreon community for free. The Bonus Tracks podcast costs less than 20 chicken McNuggets a month.
20 chicken nuggets a month. I seem to remember buying them in 1982.
No, you didn't.
What?
They were released in 83.
Oh, is that why you said it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's just start again.
Number 10.
Up 1 to number 10. It's Cruel Summer by Bananarama.
No, James, I forgot to mention this, and let's call it our intro. July 83 had just been the hottest summer since records were kept or whatever, so that's going on.
Since vinyl records.
Maybe, yeah.
Since vinyl records began.
Also, James, let's just point it out. We're recording this in the summer. It's quite cruel summer. If you can hear background noise, it's the rain, isn't it?
No, it's applause.
We're just pointing that out.
We're live at Wembley Arena, and that's the applause of the crowd. That's what that is.
We can only apologise. Hey, why not sign up to our Patreon, and we will use that money to stop the rain to be interrupting another record. Cruel Summer, by Bananarama. Tell me all about it.
Well, I have loved this song this week. I knew it, obviously, as a Bananarama hit, but probably not as well as I knew some of their other stuff. And, really got into it. I think it's so evocative of the emotion that it tries to get across. The kind of the summer where it's nice and lovely and warm and you should be having a nice time, but there's a bitterness, there's a melancholy.
And why is there a bitterness and melancholy for Bananarama?
Because they're gone, whoever they are.
Yeah. I mean, are you aware of the Taylor Swift song, Cruel Summer? She recorded a song, possibly as a tribute to Bananarama.
Oh, it's a different song, but it's called Cruel Summer?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Got one of my favourite bits of, let's call it, live nonsense in. We'll mention Taylor Swift briefly before we get into the nuts and bolts of Bananarama. It's the opening song, or the second song at least, of her concert, that era's concert film. She does one of the greatest things I've ever seen a pop star do. I've never seen any other pop star does this. So she's singing the song, and it dies down and she goes, Los Angeles, and you hear the roar of 100,000 women, yeah, and she goes, we've arrived at the very first bridge of the evening, which means the very first middle eight. I've never heard a pop star say, here comes a bridge. And then she goes, do you know the words? You hear him go, yeah. She goes, prove it. Holds the microphone out, and then a whole stadium of women going, I'm drunk in the back of the car. And it's a beautiful thing in the terms of, I've never seen a pop star say, here's a bridge.
Hang on.
So early on.
Didn't James Brown used to do that all the time?
He did take it there, didn't he?
Yeah, he took it to the bridge. I suppose that's a different thing.
All right, James Brown and Taylor Swift with a big concentration on the bridge element. Anyway, Bananarama.
Has this song got a bridge? I'm trying to remember.
Do you know, James? Let's do it while I'm here quickly. What's this coming over the hill? It's a guitar, isn't it? Really little cheeky bit of simple this is, so that it's going do 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 do, that kind of thing, yeah? And it goes whatever the verses are. What are the verses?
I don't know. What am I, Bananarama?
Remind me of the words. What I'm going to call a little cheeky bit of songwriting this is, so it goes C sharp minor, B, A, B for the verses, yeah? I like your hot summer streets and the pavements are burning. I sit around trying to sing. I can never sing, but here we go. Trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry. This is my favourite because they all sing this next line. Strange voices are saying, and then they all come in. What did they say?
Yeah.
Which is, we've mentioned this before about Bananarama. They all sing everything, don't they?
A lesser group would have had one of them say Strange Voices are saying and another one saying what did they say, but not Bananarama. Proper union rules, we're all doing it.
Yeah. So that final line, it's too close for comfort, this heart has got right out of hand, yeah?
Is it this heart or this heat?
This heat, my apologies.
Okay, because this heat has got right out of hand.
And this heat.
Yeah, sounds like such an accidental partridge.
But then for the chorus of it, they change the word. Instead of C sharp minor B, A, B, they go C sharp minor A, B. A for the chorus just gives it a little twist. Because it's a cruel, cruel summer. You know what I mean? And that's kind of all the song does, all the way through either do 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 or do 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 do. Something like that anyway, yeah? I'll never win any points for teaching music, I don't think, but you know. It's something.
I'm learning and having fun. So, written by Bananarama with producers Jolly and Swain. We've spoken of them before. They were the ones who met on The Muppet Show. Do you remember?
That's right. And also, the first mention of the Muppets this week in the 80s. I feel there's going to be more, James.
Yep. Sarah Dallin said that Jolly and Swain came up with the backing track and Bananarama wrote the lyrics over the top. She said, we were just moaning because all our friends were going on holiday and we couldn't. And the city is very oppressive in the heat in London and New York or wherever.
I mean, the video. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
It's set in New York, isn't it?
Apparently it was the first time they'd ever been to New York. Do you know the story of what happened while they were making that video?
I've seen some comments on YouTube. Tell me about the video. I have seen it, but it's interesting.
Well, you may notice that in some of the bits of the video, Bananarama look a bit tired and jet-lagged.
At the beginning.
And then in other bits of the video, they look...
Wake up!
They're really excited. Do you know why that happened?
Go on, I've heard about it, but I was hoping it was true. I read the comment on YouTube. I was hoping this was true.
At lunchtime, during the shoot, they had their first ever cocaine.
Introduced to them by dock workers, according to Heatwave on YouTube at least.
So, it's a video of two halves. A great advert for cocaine there, everyone. They've really come out of their shell since they've been on cocaine.
Did you ever see that Britpop documentary?
Yeah, that's what that is a quote from. Jarvis Cocker said it.
They seem to be a really nice person since they're on that cocaine. I mean, it's a strange video anyway. It's a great song. Let's call that a fact. We've established that the video is kind of weird, isn't it? There they are, working as mechanics at the beginning, yeah?
Yeah, can you imagine that if you took your car in and it was Bananarama?
Thanks. Also, for some reason, they upset a bloke who looks a bit like the sheriff in the Dukes of Hazzard, yeah? The mayor.
Do you think New York has a sheriff?
No, I didn't, but I liked it. Then, basically, he ends up chasing Bananarama for something they've done. They climb into a truck driver's cab, high on coke. He looks delighted that three women are forcing their way into his cabin.
It's every truck driver's dream.
And then the sheriff from the Dukes of Hazzard New York version, he ends up chasing Bananarama in his car while they're in a truck, and they throw some bananas at him.
Yeah, the banana skins to make him, I don't know, trip over.
And then they all have a dance at the end and everything's fine. It's a good video.
Yay! What movie does this song feature in?
Oh, Karate Kid. I had loads of people banging on about in YouTube comments.
Yep, it is. It's in the 1984 movie Karate Kid, IMDb rating 7.3. It's not on the soundtrack album, though, but it is in the movie. And off the back of that, it gets into the top 10 in America. Sarah Dallin said, "I'll always remember coming out of our hotel in LA when we first became famous and seeing Mike Tyson sitting there. He burst into Cruel Summer when he saw us. It was unbelievable."
That is unbelievable.
Cruel Thummer, if it's Mike Tyson.
You wouldn't say that if he was in the room.
Nope. I'd be probably going, why is Mike Tyson in your shed?
This sums up what we've just been talking about for the last few minutes. Leah R3175 on YouTube says, "No one will say this, but this is a very cool song." Now Leah 13175, me and James are saying it's a very cool song, and loads of other people on YouTube, so you know.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
What are you
Talking out your hole.
Number 9.
Down 6 to number 9 this week, and that's the week of the 26th of July 83, just to remind you. It's Baby Jane by Rod Stewart.
Yeah, more Rod Stewart.
No, James, we did Rod Stewart last week with the song Oh No, Not My Baby from the 70s, whatever year that was. And you have expressed a thing about Rod Stewart that I think is important to get out of the way early on. How do you feel about Rod Stewart's voice on this song?
Yeah, it goes right through me.
Again.
I think the fact that Rod Stewart keeps showing up proves that this is truly randomly picked, because there's no way I would have had this much Rod Stewart on the podcast.
You've had a whole lot of Rod the last couple of weeks.
I'm trying Rod Stewart aversion therapy by being gradually exposed to more and more Rod Stewart in the hope that my phobia will disappear.
Yeah.
Last week it was starting to work. This week, not so much.
I wonder why. I mean, the record is what it is, isn't it? As you say, former number 1. I felt like I heard this all my life, actually. Now, Noctambulo 666 on YouTube.
Oh, hello.
Hello. He wrote a comment in Spanish. Because I'm mad, I clicked on the translate button to see what he was going on about, especially with that name that reminds me of Mephistopheles. Hey, that's a little spoiler for what's coming up later. Noctambulo 666 says, "These songs are vitamins for the soul and body, and you don't need to know the language to enjoy them." So he, at least, is absolutely into the timbre, the sound of Rod the Mod's voice.
Well, that's interesting that he should say that because of the way that this song was written. So Jay Davis, who was Rod's bass guitarist, he came up with the music, and then Rod wrote the lyrics by basically scatting over the top until something sounded nice.
Okay. I can believe it of the words. I mean, they're sort of, they don't really make sense, I'm going to say. They're confused, but nonetheless, catchy as hell, isn't it, this song?
Yeah, he said, "The very first words that came from my mouth were Baby Jane. Cries of Eureka were heard from all over the studio. Hats were tossed in the sky and grown men wept."
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's really funny. I don't dislike Rod Stewart, by the way, as a person. Let's just point that out. That's objectively a funny thing to say. But yeah, so he comes up with Baby Jane, and then everything kind of follows from that.
My take on some songwriters, James, how we might do this in part 2, but a lot of songwriters, I believe, are looking for vowel sounds, essentially. So you can imagine Rod Stewart just going, A, D, A, da, D, B, E, B, E. I mean, I think songwriters are looking for vowel sounds, which may be the whole reason for the name Baby Jane, the protagonist of this song, yeah?
Yeah, Baby Jane, don't leave me hanging on the line. I knew you when you had no one to talk to.
And now...
You'll be able to say that about me, won't you?
Baby Jane apparently is moving in high society, but Rod warns, don't forget, I know secrets about you. What are these secrets?
What are the secrets, Rod? Why are you trying to blackmail Baby Jane?
I mean, I think this song a little bit would like to say that kind of, I like the bit that goes, I'm gonna do my heart again. I know it's gonna last forever. That bit, but to me, it just sounds like a drunk man walking down the street, if you like, with the proverbial can of lager in one hand, kebab in another, moaning about some woman he's met in the past. I think it's got that spirit to it.
Yeah? Are you saying that also because he's Scottish?
No, I wasn't. Are you saying it because he's Scottish?
I asked a question. That's
Just
all I
asking
did.
questions.
That's all I did. Do you know what I keep singing along to the chorus?
Please tell me.
When I wear my cardigan, I know it's gonna last forever.
Right.
That's what I've been singing.
Well, I give my heart again. So this is it, isn't it? Rod Stewart, he's been hurt by Baby Jane, whoever she may be, for what reasons we will
Isn't
never
it
know.
Betty Davis
What?
in the movie?
Yeah. Could be, couldn't it? Rod and Betty having a torrid affair.
Yeah, that's clearly what happened there.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it in the video. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
It's garish, isn't it? Very brightly lit. It's got
Very
a weird
80s.
effect. Very, very 80s. There's a little grey heart and a little purple heart emoji popping up. Now, because I've seen the Netflix drama Adolescence, I thought, Rod's an incel. On YouTube, all right, then while we're going on about the video, Alcy Ander, VC710, says, if there is a sexy rock grandpa, it's him.
It's what we all aspire to be, isn't it? The sexy rock grandpa. So this song produced by Rod Stewart, as well as his guitarist Jim Cregan, the producer George Tutko, and veteran producer Tom Dowd. Do you know that name?
I do know the name Tom Dowd. Was he a lot of these Atlantic Stacks recordings?
He worked on so many songs. So many.
Chuck a few out.
Son of a preacher man.
Dusty Springfield.
If You Leave Me Now.
If you leave me now. Who's that?
Is it Chicago?
Yeah, why not?
I Shot the Sheriff.
Bob Marley and Eric Clapton.
Layla.
Eric Clapton, not Bob Marley.
Freebird.
Lynyrd Skynyrd, not Bob Marley or Eric Clapton.
Behind the Mask.
Eric Clapton.
The First Cut Is the Deepest.
Rod Stewart.
Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Rod Stewart again.
Rocks.
Primal Scream. Oh, that's right. He did that album, didn't he? Primal Scream.
Yep.
In their attempt to be the Rolling Stones, thought we'll just pay for anybody who once hung around a room with the Rolling Stones. Great record, though.
He also worked on the record If I Knew You Were Coming, I'd Have Baked a Cake.
Well, the old one, from the 50s.
Yep, and before that, he'd worked on the development of the atomic bomb.
Tom Dowd.
Yeah, according to the internet.
So we can never be sure.
Yeah, he's
mean-
in Oppenheimer.
Tom Dowd is
Yeah.
in the film.
That is the link between Oppenheimer and the song Baby Jane by Rod Stewart.
Great facts. I never knew that, and I haven't seen Oppenheimer. Any good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay. I thought this was interesting. While we're talking about, let's call it all the brains behind the making of this beautiful record. It affects people's lives, doesn't it, these songs, as we always allude to every week. Patrick Connor, S4602, says, I've an uncle, an absolute maniac in his day, 18 stone, 50 tattoos, and a reputation as the best bare knuckle boxer ever to come out of Dublin. But my fuck, you want to see him dance to this?
Do I?
Number 8.
Up 6 places to number 8. It's Wrapped Around Your Finger by The Police.
Yes.
A Police song I wasn't particularly familiar with.
Did you not know this? I was a
No.
bit of a Police fan back in the day, so I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, big fan of
This
the Popo.
is one of the 10% I bought on the album Synchronicity, not the single.
I was more or less listening to this for the first time. I must have heard it at some point in the past, but
You don't remember it, though?
No, and the first time I was like, well, this is a bit meh.
Yeah.
But there's always a song, isn't there? There's always a song in the top 10 that's a grower, and this is it this week for
Okay,
me.
great. Yeah, I love this song. I'm going to come out early doors and say it.
And a bit like Cruel Summer, in my head it's kind of evocative of hot day with the sun shining and Almost a bit like Fields of Gold. Does that make any sense?
I'm not quite sure what your point is. Go on, yeah.
There's just
Do it.
the vibe of it, the tone of it evokes that memory in me of a hot summer's day. Is it because this song would have come out when I was 6, so if I had heard it on the radio, it would have seeped into my subconscious during a hot summer?
It's possible, isn't it? I
Or-
don't discount that kind of thing.
Or is there something about the production on it?
I don't think it's a summary. I mean, Wrapped Around Your Finger by the Police is not... We mentioned it one week, didn't we, with, what's her name? Sabrina, when she released Boys, Boys, Boys.
Yeah.
And then it was released in February, did nothing. But because it's such a summary song, they released it in July, whatever. Everyone loved it. Now, I'm going to say Wrapped Around Your Finger, with its tales from the album of Jungian archetypes and monsters beneath the sea and let's call it the shadow. This is not a summer banger, is it?
But that's what I do in the summer. I think about Jungian archetypes.
All right, then.
I go to the beach, I have an ice cream, and I think about Jungian archetypes.
You know.
It's the cornerstone of every good British holiday.
All right, then, while we talk about nostalgia, Tom Cruise 2749...
What, Tom Cruise?
That's spelled Kruzde, so, you know, he's distinguished himself from that mad Scientologist. Anyway, Tom Cruise...
Well, that very litigious...
He's
mad
all right, he's not
Scientologist.
listening to this. And if he is, sort yourself out, Tom. Tom Cruise 2749. Anyway, he says, I was born in 1972. A good song like this would come on the radio. We'd quick jump up and hit the play and record button on my dad's boombox and bootleg this song to play over and over. That was living. So, you know, that's another notion, isn't it? You had to go out and illegally get records by taping off the radio on your dad's boombox. Boombox, very 80s too.
That was definitely a thing that I did, but probably not for another 6 or 7 years after this point. But I certainly remember having a few compilation cassettes in my collection that would be pop songs of the day, and then just before they finished, you'd hear the start of Gary Davis going, well, that was... And then I'd stop it.
Some of these songs, when I listened to them this week, I must have taped on the radio or on a video recorder possibly, because I heard all kinds of little bits of, let's call it nonsense, talked by people over the intros and outros. Sometimes you don't even hear the outros. There's a couple of records, no spoilers coming up. Well, I thought, I never heard that because Mike Reed was yapping over it. I suppose that's what we're doing now.
We're not doing it over the songs, though, are we? We're doing it as an accompaniment to the songs. This song is vaguely alchemical and probably about a friend of mine.
Those are your words.
Not my words, the words of Sting.
Okay.
Yeah, he wrote it about a professional psychic who was his tarot tutor.
That sounds like Sting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to bang on about the album too much because, hey, we're doing the top 10 singles, but Synchronicity album dealt with very complicated themes, a lot of it, not your typical pop preoccupations.
It mentions Dr. Faustus, the Sorcerer's Apprentice, but not the Disney version, the proper one, the poem by Goethe. You read that poem?
No.
Yeah, it's all about a cartoon mouse who twats around with brooms.
All right, then, well,
Presumably. I've only watched the film.
I mean, let me get my guitar. There's a lot of, let's call it lyrical things of interest in this song, isn't there, I think, as well as it being beautiful and beautiful melody. I mean, essentially, I'm going to go that, it's kind of going, these are just the chords, by the way, as I like to reiterate when I do this. I'm not saying this is all it is. I'm not saying this is how they play it. I am just telling the building blocks. So essentially, he's going A minor, little E minor, yeah? Which sometimes, when I was playing it this week, for the purpose of this, I could not help myself, but Dave's going, hey, mambo, mambo Italiana. So anyway, that's nonetheless. So he's going, you can't sit. Oh, I can't sing.
No one can sing like Sting.
Because, well, he's got such a distinct voice, hasn't he? Part of the reason Sting talks about his vocal stylings, especially in the Police, because he's saying you need to cut through a rock band with the up there, singing it right up, which he's got. Anyway, so he's going, you consider me the young apprentice, yeah? And then he goes, caught between the Scylla and Charybdis. Now, as a young man, James, I thought, well, I'm going to find out what Scylla and Charybdis are one day.
Well, Scylla hosted Blind Date.
That's
Surprise,
right.
surprise.
That's right, yeah. Sting talking about Scylla Black. And Charybdis is a kind of sexual disease, yeah.
Not everything is a sexual disease, Andrew. Do you know what they are? Have you figured it out?
This is what I realised this week. As a young man, I thought, I'll find out what that is one day. Didn't have access to any encyclopedias. Took me till yesterday to think I better learn what Scylla and Charybdis is. As far as I can make out, it's the Loch Ness Monster and the log flumes at Alton Towers, yeah?
Pretty much. It's in Greek myth, it's two sea monsters that Odysseus has to travel between. So he's basically saying, caught between a rock and a hard place,
Yeah.
or between the devil and the deep blue sea, but in the ponciest way you possibly can.
He's not shy of. There's a phrase, do you know this phrase Canadian comics apparently use about a certain acts? Show in the library. So they say that it's something. It's good, isn't it? And I think Sting is not afraid to show his library in his lyric writing. I don't mind it. I'm all for it. I think that's how you learn stuff. Anyway, so all that's going on. So you would think at the end, whatever that is, then the chorus, A minor, the chorus goes, I'll be wrapped around G, your finger. F major seventh, nice. I'll be wrapped around your finger. Then back into E minor, D minor. Lovely. So simple. I mean, I quite like the ending as well. Sting being the way he is, he chucks in some extra chords to bolster the verse at the end. Rather than devil and the deep blue sea behind me, he goes, devil and the deep blue sea behind me. At the end, it just makes everything exciting, I think. I love this song. I like the little twist at the end, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because at the end, they're going to be wrapped around his finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will turn your face to alabaster when you find your servant is your master. Good words.
The video, quite iconic.
Do you know who directed the video?
Hey, come on, it's me, of course I do.
Go on.
It's Godley and Cream, former of 10cc, who I love. The video was parodied by the Muppets in their video for I'm Gonna Always Love You from the movie The Muppets Take Manhattan, IMDb rating 6.8. Andy Summers said, I've never been much of a fan of that song, actually. Sting got to shoot his part last in that video and made a meal of knocking all the candles out. Fuck him.
That's how bad the relationships were with the police at that point. I mean, it's an interesting video, isn't it? I remember watching something on it from the Tube, an 80s music show. So Sting dancing around loads of candles in his white suit, isn't he?
Yep, fire hazard.
He's dancing in slow motion, but the words are coming out. And I remember this from the time from something I watched, as I say. What they had to do, Godley and Cream, was play the record at twice the speed. Sting had to mime to it and dance to it and sing along at twice the speed. So when they slowed it down, it looked like he was dancing slow motion and his words were coming out of his mouth at the right speed. I'd like to see the original cut.
I'm doing it really quickly. Yeah, that'd be fun. It'd be like a Benny Hill sketch.
Yeah.
Pre-computers, they had to actually do all these things. They couldn't use a computer program to make it happen, could they?
No, that's good.
What are the reasons why there might be a bad relationship between the various members of the police? There were 12,000 picture disc versions of this single released, and each one featured the face of a different member of the band.
So you would imagine 4,000 singles each, yeah? That's only democratic, only fair.
There were 1,000 each of Stuart Copeland and Andy Summers, and 10,000 of Sting. To be fair, he was the front man.
He wrote all the songs. I mean, I think there was some kind of argument about he was too... I don't know, bossy. But if you listen to the rest of Synchronicity, the song Mother and Miss Gradenko by Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland, I mean, they're interesting. Not as good, though.
I think Andy Summers would kick off about the riff on Every Breath You Take being written by Sting.
Yeah. Again, you know, that's the thing, isn't it? Why we're here, you know, the chords to Every Breath You Take. Every breath you take, A, every move you F sharp minor, every bond you D, everything you E, I'll be watching you. F sharp minor again. Now, that's simple building blocks, a little bit like Stand By Me, loads of 50s songs. But that's definitely part of the sound and the appeal, isn't it? But he didn't write the song. He added to it.
Yeah, and it's one of the biggest earning songs of all time.
Yeah.
Particularly after the Puff Daddy sample.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. From what I understand from a documentary I watched about it, some agreement has been made where Andy Summers has had some money.
I mean, it's the thing, isn't it? I think at number 4 this week in the charts, part 2 of our podcast, we're going to be talking about people who borrowed other people's music, aren't they? And not give them any credit. So it's a thing, isn't it? Well done, Andy Summers.
Number 7.
Down 2 places to number 7 this week. It's Moonlight Shadow. By Mike Oldfield on his own with nobody else. What?
Yeah. On our Facebook page, we've got a Facebook page, by the way, Shooby Dooby Doo Up, if you want to join in with the chats and stuff. Matt Taylor said, I remember Terry Wogan playing Moonlight Shadow on the radio and commenting on Mike Oldfield sounding quite feminine.
Of course, the vocals are by Maggie Riley. I learned off YouTube comments.
The soundtrack of a whole generation.
What?
Not my words, the words of her website. That's what she calls herself.
This song or her?
No, she calls herself the soundtrack of a whole generation, Maggie Riley.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just been...
Hey, let's do it. We're the soundtrack of a generation, then, if you can say that.
If anyone can say it, might as well.
Yeah. I'm not knocking Maggie Riley. She sings this great.
She's just been touring Germany with support from the Cutting Crew.
Another generational voice.
Yeah. She wasn't the original singer, though.
Of this song?
No.
We should explain this song. I mean, it's credited to Mike Oldfield. Did he write it? I'm guessing he did.
He did write it, yes.
Okay,
and
really?
He is playing the instruments on it.
Is he, all of them?
A lot of them.
In the video, he's got a whole band in a stately home, all looking very smug.
Well, you would be, wouldn't you?
Yeah, man.
It's thinking of those sweet, sweet Tubular Bells royalties.
I mean, loads of people on YouTube, loads of people say, this is the greatest song of all time. Now, I can't argue when people say that, can I?
If that's what they think.
Loads of people make the effort to put a comment on YouTube about it.
I mean, they're wrong, but we respect them for being wrong. No, the original singer was going to be Hazel O'Connor.
Oh, really?
An early version was called Midnight Passion.
Midnight Passion. All right, I'm glad you leaned into this. Let's do it. What this Moonlight Shadow. She makes a real Maggie. She really makes a go of pronouncing almost every syllable and some others you haven't imagined yet in Shadow. She really She really emphasises it, doesn't she?
But I really like that in the song the word shadow has a shadow of the word shadow.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's clever.
Yeah, it's clever. Hey, do you know who my favourite 50s rock and roll band featuring Cliff Richard was?
No.
The Shadows. What we're on about police and Jungian archetypes, what did Carl Jung say you have to incorporate into your personality to live a fruitful life? Do you know? It was a shadow.
Can I just point out, Andy knew that off the top of his head and didn't have to look it up. I think that's very, very impressive.
I'm into the Jungian psychology and older. I mean, this is a song of murder, James. So, again, you could talk, whether it was a real murder or not, who knows, but you could talk about it. It's about the shadow of a human being.
Shot 6 times at 4 a.m. in the morning. So a couple of things getting murdered there. First of all, the person in the song, and then just the English language. 4 a.m. in the morning. Just 4 a.m. or 4 in the morning? Honestly.
That's very you to pick up on that. I kind of like it.
I'm not the only one. On our Facebook page, also Craig Deely did point that out. As soon as I heard that, I was like, right, I am furious.
I wasn't so bothered about this song, either in 1983 or admittedly when it first came up on our playlist this week. Now, do you know what I do sometimes, James, when don't hate it, I'm just thinking, I mean, indifferent. A little thing that often gets me out of jail, pop jail. I think, can I imagine Paul McCartney singing this?
Aww.
And... carried away on a moonlight shadow.
So
that's very McCartney, isn't it? The other bit... I was lost in the night, far away on the other. I mean, it's a pretty song. And once I pretended Paul McCartney was singing it, I've got right into it this week.
Oh, good. It's funny you should mention Paul McCartney because there was a rumour that this song was actually written about John Lennon.
Really? Someone got shot in the morning?
Well...
Okay,
he didn't get shot in the morning.
That's a good rumour.
He got shot 4 times around 11 p.m. on a Monday.
It doesn't matter, it wouldn't have fitted in with the song.
And there was no moon when he got shot.
Of course.
But Mike Oldfield was in New York when John Lennon was shot.
How deep does this thing go? Is that what you're saying, Mike Oldfield killed John Lennon?
Well, to be fair, quite a lot of people were in New York because 1980, around about 7 million people would have lived there.
Right.
So I think it's probably just a coincidence. Mike Oldfield says it was actually inspired by the 1953 movie Houdini, starring Tony Curtis.
Okay.
IMDb rating 6.8. I have no idea why. Because he doesn't get shot.
No.
He gets punched in the stomach and then drowns.
Let's call it poetic licence. Hey, I had my poetic licence taken off me the other week for going too fast. I do a poetic licence awareness course. This is good. Render01 says, it reminds me it was on all the time on the radio, so I eventually grew to despise it. And then, tellingly, I have listened to it for 40 years. In fact, I was absolutely trying to dodge it. But listening to it now, it has opened the floodgates. Younger, so much younger than today. Again, a little bit of nostalgia.
I mean, doing this podcast, Andy, has made me think, are there actually any good or bad songs? Or is it all to do with how many times you listen to it? The number of songs that grow on you, and you think, maybe I don't have musical taste. Maybe I've just got Stockholm syndrome.
I am delighted by this awareness within yourself this week, James, and let's call it the summer of 83. Exactly. I think this all the time. Your tastes and whatever your personalities, I like this song, I don't like that song. I mean, it does happen sometimes, but often, repeated listenings. I try and listen to the top 10 when you send it me. I try and listen as a whole, and I try to imagine it is, I didn't have to imagine because I remember this year, but you think this is what was going on for a certain week, and exposing yourself to it. Hey, nip over to Spotify or YouTube and listen to these songs, but repeated listening, you begin to find all kinds of joys, don't you? Are we too quick to dismiss pop songs sometimes?
I think we are sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you've got to really put the time in to dismiss it. For example, the lyric, caught in the middle of 105. I was like, what the hell are they going on about?
That's
what does
a
that
good
mean?
point. What does it mean?
Caught in the middle of 105 what?
A little bit of mystery, no bad thing.
Is it like the number of people in a crowd? And then that made me think, well, that's one more than the number of friends that Alan Partridge has. Famously has 104 friends.
The night was heavy and the air was alive, but she couldn't find a way to push through. Do you know why? Because she was carried away by a moonlight shadow.
How's that happen?
I was hoping you'd say shadow again, to be honest. That's the only reason I said it.
Shadow. So what was this the theme tune for?
I don't know.
It was the theme tune to the character Dave Angel Eco Warrior on the TV show The Fast Show, played by Simon Day. Have you ever encountered Simon Day? Or?
Yes, I used to do television warm-ups for the Fast Show itself. I mean, try, James, after the tailors have been on doing the Suits You, Sir, try going on and getting the audience interested after they've just seen that. I loved them once. They came back on as the tailors while I was struggling away, appeared behind me, went, Suits You, Sir, nipped off again. The television audience thought it was delightful. I was thinking, you've made this a bit harder. Yeah, so I had nice times with the Fast Show.
Oh, good.
The fella, what's his name, the other one? The bloke who...
John Thompson, Simon Day, Paul Whitehouse, Charlie Higson.
The other one.
Mark Williams.
Mark Williams. My apologies, Mark Williams. I was doing a thing once warm-up, and he came up to me and he said, are you from Quinton? I went, I am actually. His ears were so tuned to, let's call it, the rhythms of speech. He knew almost what road I grew up on. It was appealing.
Well, he's from round here as well.
Yeah, helped. It helped a bit.
I've never met any of the Fast Show, but I genuinely think Simon Day is a genius.
Okay.
Dave Angel's really fun. I've been watching a lot of Dave Angel clips this week because of this song.
We didn't mention any of the women on the Fast Show due to, let's call it our thing, James. Chuck
because
that in as well.
You said the fella
I know, but why we're
so
here.
there's no point guessing Arabella Weir or Carolina Hearn, was there?
Yeah, okay.
But,
well,
really, in my opinion, there are three geniuses in the Fast Show.
Paul Whitehouse.
Paul Whitehouse, Carolina Hearn and Simon Day.
Okay, not Charlie Higson. You're not
think
putting him in the genius category?
I don't bandy that word around easily. I don't think there are that many geniuses in, like, Python, who I love. So.
Okay. You've put me onto a right little memory trail of struggling in the Fast Show.
Oh, sorry, mate.
I don't mind it because you're around it, aren't you? Around this kind of iconic or television show. Everyone would say to me afterwards, you do a thankless task. And a bit of me thought, well, you can thank me. That'd make you less thankless.
It's only because you choose not to thank me.
I've never understood it as a comment when people say, sometimes a comedian, when you're doing whatever, and people go, it's a thankless task. I go, well, that's easily rectified, isn't it? Hey, doing this podcast for you is a thankless... Oh, no, we genuinely mean it. Thank you for listening.
So do you think you've blocked out the fact that Moonlight Shadow is the theme tune to Dave Angel, Eco Warrior?
Maybe. Let's drag it back onto the record. It leaves you in a different state than it arrives, doesn't it? It gets more exciting. It gets rockery, if you like. The guitar solos are great. Well done, Mike Oldfield. The singing, Maggie Riley, and the way she enunciates the word shadow every time. I mean, it's appealed to me this week.
It's got a very pastoral sound to it in my head.
Yeah.
Am I just connecting it with Dave Angel walking around the countryside?
I think so. I think you are stuck in Dave Angel territory with this record. Yeah, I mean, this Dave Angel character, James, he follows you around, stuck to you like a shadow.
Mike Oldfield, when he was 15, his headmaster told him to cut his hair. He refused and never went back to school. He is pro-Brexit and lives in the Bahamas. Very easy to leave Europe when you live in the Bahamas, mate, innit? I don't want the Bahamas to be in Europe. Got some news for you.
Number 6.
Up 15 places to number 6. It's The Crown by Gary Bird and the GB Experience.
If you're listening, Mike Oldfield, that's GB as in terms of Gary Bird as opposed to it, etc., etc.
Well, here's the thing. I'd never heard of this.
What?
I'd never heard of this.
With your rap tendencies?
I didn't recognise it at all.
Okay.
And I saw in the list, The Crown, all right,
Yeah.
by Gary Bird and the GB Experience.
Yeah.
I think if that song came out now, it would be very different, wouldn't it?
All right.
It would have a very dedicated fan base on YouTube. And it would probably be things you're not allowed to say anymore.
And yet, the actual record itself is I'm going to say, counterpoint to all of this nonsense.
It is an early rap record when rapping was proper, when rapping was done by people with a voice that kind of went, well, here I am, and I'm here to say, and I'm doing a rap, and I'll do it today. That is how all rap should be. Call me an old fuddy-duddy stick in the mud, but all your ASAP Rockies and your Ice Teas, they're doing it wrong.
Okay, well, this is interesting, James, that you've chose to go and die on this hill. All right, that's certainly James's cultural appropriation of a certain flow. With your GB Experience. We haven't mentioned a selling point of this brilliant record, have we? I'd forgotten all about it, I must admit. Who turns up a few minutes in, unmistakably?
Well, it would be the guy who owns the record label that this was released on.
Really? A bit of Nepo Baby stuff going on, was it?
Stevie Wonder.
Whoever Stevie Wonder is here, so he got in on this record just because he owned the record company, yeah?
Yeah.
How deep does this thing go?
Well, he didn't, because it was his record label was called Wonder Vision.
Yeah.
And it was part of Motown. So really, Berry Gordy owned it.
It's a brilliant contribution by Stevie Wonder, of course. I mean, it almost goes without saying when Stevie Wonder turns up, something great's going to happen. Jeshon7071 on YouTube says it was co-written by Stevie and Gary Bird, retelling the story of the coming of modern civilization, paying homage to the Romans, the Greeks, King Tut, the Sphinx, Cleopatra, Alex Haley, Roots, Muhammad Ali, Ella Fitzgerald, Joe Louis and Malcolm X, a history lesson done in a rap format. I mean, it's a good summary, if anything, isn't it?
It is, and that's probably why the proper 12-inch version is 10.5 minutes long. It's one of the longest songs ever to hit the charts.
We haven't put the full-length version on our Spotify playlist because we're trying to recreate, let's call it the Radio 1 tendencies of single mix, but well worth listening to the long version. It's happening.
On our Facebook group, Ryan Goff says, I saved up my pocket money and bought the 12-inch of The Crown from the long-gone Don Christie's Records near the Rag Market in Birmingham. Still one of my fave songs of all time and often listen on Alexa when doing the washing up. Do you think that's what Gary Bird had in mind?
Hey, Alexa, play The Crown by Gary Bird and GB Experience. I'm just hoping loads of people's Alexas will go off now. Thanks, Ryan. That's a great contribution on our Facebook group. Vordman on YouTube says, fantastic. There's a mint condition copy of this routine in the BBC archives, but it can't be shown because of the DJ introducing it. Terrible shame. So you can't even see the good version, because I would imagine the man who must never be named introduces it.
Yeah, Voldemort. Gary Bird was a DJ on the radio in Buffalo, New York. He's still doing radio presenting in America now. He goes by the name Imhotep Gary Bird. He also did a stint on Radio 1 in the 80s. And he also co-wrote the lyrics for Village, Ghetto Land and Black Man on Songs in the Key of Life.
Amazing. So him and Stevie were tight.
It's one of those early 80s rap records that goes on for a long time, but the lyrics are about something.
They really are.
They're not just about the acquisition of things or showing off about how great they are.
Nope. In fact, it's a message of support and love to each and every individual on the planet, I'm going to claim, James.
All of them.
Yeah.
Even the dodgy DJ from Top of the Pops that we can't talk about.
He did wear a crown. Did he?
Did he?
Didn't actually. Did he? Just a tracksuit.
Yeah.
It's not about him, because Gary Bird would have said we wear a tracksuit. There was a version from Top of the Pops of 83 playing this record. Now, they didn't have Legs and Co. walking around doing what they'd do. It was fitting for this record. There was a multicultural troupe all dancing to it. It looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah, some body popping as well.
Yeah, man.
Early body popping in it. It's not the only song in the top 10 this week that features that.
I think tellingly on the chorus, Gary Bird says, you wear the crown. Then he says, I wear the crown. So the notion of the crown, and we're all kings and queens of our particular domain, I guess. I mean, you know, it's an uplifting message, isn't it?
Have you ever worn a crown?
No. Have you?
It's not something people wear recreationally, is it?
I don't know. You got a Burger King. You used to put one on, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. Have you got any crowns on your teeth?
No, I haven't. I don't wear a crown. Dave Yarl on YouTube, he says, we need Gary Bird back on the case before we all get erased. Gary says, we cool, bro.
In part 2 of this week's Shooby Dooby Doo-Wop, we're going to be deep diving the top 5 from the 26th of July 1983, including the Eurythmics' Heaven 17, a song about skipping, and a Marvin Gaye B-side. It'll sound a little something like this.
It had the guitar. It's got some kids driving around on BMXs. It's got a bit of breakdancing and body popping. It's got a ghetto blaster features heavily in it, and wraparound shades. I mean, how more 80s can you get?
The members of the band got paid about £1,000 each. One guitarist said that he was going to use his big cheque to go and buy a wife.
Everything's a hook, everything's a melody, leaves you interested till the bitter end.
How can it be cooler than ice cream and warmer than the sun, Annie? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make
It's not physically possible.
I like it.
No wonder he's running around with someone else.
Well,
You're scientifically illiterate.
if that's how good the bottom half of the top 10 is, I can't wait for the next episode, yeah?
Remember to check out the Spotify and YouTube playlists.
Please check out the Spotify and YouTube playlists. I mean, not only does it make this make more sense, it also, a bit of music in your life can't be bad. 80s music.
If you've enjoyed this, do like, rate, review, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. You can email us, shoobypodcast@gmail.com. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/shoobypodcast.
Where we talk in the special bonus features of half a dozen songs that never made this week's top 10 or ever made the top 10, actually.
And there's about 20 hours worth of bonus content on there for you. Thanks very much for listening. Until next time, Shooby Dooby Doo-Wop.
Bop, bop, shoo, wop. Hello, hello, hello.
Do you want to,
I bet there's a little filter you can put on.
It's not magic, mate.
Yeah. That's what, when I recorded my album, I got confused by that. I was going, I don't like my voice. I go, what did you expect? I was thinking, magic button, please. It makes me sound like Paul McCartney.